All right, let's talk about this. The Cowboys got multiple fifth round draft picks, but before we go into details of what they should do with those draft picks, let me talk about the good old Randy Gregory debacle. The debacle with Randy Gregory is this right here. He just didn't want to play for the Cowboys. The language that was inserted into his contract always been, and it always been on everybody that played for the Cowboys contract outside of Dak Prescott, which was negotiated from the jump on Dak Prescott contract. But neither here nor there. That is the common language of the contract. But sometimes when you are in a relationship and things leak out about how and what was said and what was done, sometimes you're looking for any angle you can find to get out of that contract. You're looking for any little small news that you can pick up and say to yourself, I want to get out of this. And I believe in the hearts of hearts, that, my friends, is what happened with good old Randy Gregory. Now, the Cowboys can't waddle around with this, nor the fans waddle around with this. It's just throwing mud at this point. You got to move on. He's gone. He signed with the Denver Broncos. As of right now, he's an enemy. Amari Cooper, he's an enemy. If you don't play for the Cowboys, you are now the enemy. That's how it goes, unfortunately. And we all know that we are in the mercy of the Jones family. And the news that was also said that Stephen Jones kind of got in the way of Jerry Jones, and Stephen Jones is in the way of this. Look, we can't just sit back and find flaws within this, because at the end of the day, those guys going to get over it, and they family. Blood is thicker than water. So that's how they're going to go. If Jerry Jones mad and angry and upset at his son for the language or how it was presented to him, or it could have been accidentally left out of the contract and they had to say, okay, let's make an amendment and let's add this language, make sure that we have this language inserted back into the contract. And by all of that news and noise hitting in the way it was hit, Randy Gregory got upset about it, or whoever his agent got upset about it. That's water under the bridge now. He's with the Denver Broncos. Cowboys, for the past few years, been known for making things that's supposed to be easy difficult. That's just how it goes. When you have a family-run business, some people are not qualified to handle certain things, but since they're family, they are qualified to handle certain things. And here's the thing, with all of this and everything that's being said, we absolutely, as fans, can't be crying about it for forever, because it's not going to change anything. Now, that's the reality of it. So you got Von Miller out there, who's right down the street in DeSoto. That's where he's from. Of course, his family and everybody, they don't like the Cowboys. They love the Cowboys. And yes, it would be beautiful to have Von Miller. Maybe they give him 94. To have Von Miller on this team. It would be nice to see Von Miller on this team. But they got to go through the language of that contract, and they got to make sure. They got to make sure the price is right, the number's right. And he should be a Dallas Cowboy. He should be. But we got to sit back and wait. Chandler Jones, he out there. 11 sacks last season. Every year, quietly. Since he entered the NFL, there's nobody that got more sacks than Chandler, right? Nobody. The Cowboys should be knocking on the door for him. They should be knocking on the door for him, but it is what it is at this point. Davion Clowney, he had 11 sacks last season. So we'll find out which angle and which way the Cowboys would like to go, or they may say to themselves, we'll go into the draft. We want somebody who's younger and have a higher upside than all of those guys. They might with the 24th pick draft an edge guy. But y'all know me, I want big body inside. I'm looking for a big boy for the Cowboys to draft. And we still got a big old voided area as it relates to wide receivers, regardless of how you guys may want to look at it, we still got a big old voided spot, because Gallup would not be ready week 1 nor week 2, week 3. And right now we're looking at this wide receiving core as CD Lamb or bust, right? Nobody else. Simi Fehoko, we can have hopes, dreams that he can somehow step up and be that guy, but we just don't know, right? And then Noah Brown, team's gonna laugh and say, okay, all right, we can single him up, slide protection and slide everything, not protection, but slide coverage, and put our number 1 DB on CD Lamb. And then Dalton Schultz, they can go with the same program that they went all last season. We'll give Dalton Schultz the underneath. We will let him take the 5 or the 6 hook route in the middle of the field. We'll give him that. We'll give him that. Teams literally will say, hey, beat us through Schultz, go ahead, have at it. And that's why the draft is so important. We have about 5 million 5th round draft picks for this particular 2022 season. 5 million of them. I'm just exaggerating, but you guys get what I'm saying. We picked up 2 more comp picks for the 5th round. And I think we naturally already had 2 5th round draft picks anyway. So that's almost around 4. Now the thing is, comp picks you can now, for the last 2 or 3 years, you can now trade those. I'm with the mindset you package those picks together, trade up, and get a higher graded player than waiting for the 5th round or the 6th or the 7th round. Just package those picks together, will and deal just a little bit, and get up there to get somebody that's more worthy of your time of developing. Now, before anybody sully or denigrate the 5th round draft pick, there are plenty of Hall of Famers that's out of the 5th round and the 6th round, right? I think Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th. So what I don't want the Cowboys to do is thinking that more is more. No. Less is more. Go get quality over quantity. That's what I want the Cowboys to do in this particular draft season. And during this free agency, let's not rush everything. We got a lot of money. I think we got 28 to close to $29 million in cap space all of a sudden, just like that. And one thing I can tell you, the contract that you were willing to pay Randy Gregory, who produced 6 sacks in the last few years or what have you. Re-up. See who else is out there. Take some of that money and go get it. You got your boy just sitting there, Bobby Wagner. Go ahead and pay for the money for him. Go into this draft saying, okay, I got a seasoned veteran guy out of Bobby Wagner. I got a young, unbelievable player out of Parsons who can slide up on the inside. And we got D-Law still. And just go with that philosophy. Bring in Bobby Wagner. Bring him in. Will and deal time, Cowboy Nation. That's what they should do. Now, will they do that? We don't know. And if they do, yeah, we'd be happy until it's time for us to put those pads on or see those guys with those pads on and play in the season. Because right now, keep in mind, there's always a paper champ, an unbelievable free agent, all off-season champ. But the real deal is when you play on Sundays. If these guys can step up and be up. Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns of everything. Shout out to Randy Gregory for getting his bag. It's water under the bridge. He's an enemy now, baby. Yeah, we hope all is well and wish all is well with him. But he's an enemy. And far as this team, collectively speaking, just put one foot in front of the other. Let's understand that the off season is long. The slow grind for your mind is here. So let's continue to develop. Dan Quinn, it looks and it appears that they listening to what he's have to say as far as his input. So put the onus back on Dan Quinn. Let this guy continue to develop this team. And everything else will work its way out. The name is Law Nation. Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. We out. Bout.